Good Sunday morning. And here I am, getting in my new red toy, my Bronco. Go to town and get my wife and kids some breakfast. So, didn't do a video yesterday. Gave everybody a break, right? People were like, yeah, thank goodness. Wow, you talk a lot. I do. Let's ride along and talk a little bit more this Sunday morning. How about that idea, huh? Yeah, I like that idea. Wow, if you look at the technology in these cars today, you can spend hours reading about all the features on it. And I have not done that yet. You can go to videos. It'll do a lot more info than I will. So, but what's pretty neat is I got the GOAT mode. And that's only available with the sport option. In the wild track, or you have to go to the forescan, but you get to change your different settings, and it's interesting how this goes to four-wheel drive auto. I should put this thing in four-wheel drive just to freaking see if it works. There's stories of one guy on the forum. It's not funny, but it's a reality. He goes to put his vehicle four-wheel drive, doesn't work. They didn't connect the drive shaft. So lots of different stories of these Broncos. Like any new product, you're going to hear the difference of quality issues. So anyways, just a lot of technology, and here I'm at 370 miles. And I just read last night in the manual, actually a PDF manual, that it's 1,000 miles for Breakin. Wow. I mean, I'm used to the 500 miles, so think about that. You try to drive this vehicle 1,000 miles before you should really be getting into this vehicle. That's a statement. I mean, can anybody attest that has these Broncos? I know there's a lot of people have these Broncos that have under 1,000 miles. I did a poll on the Bronco 6G forum, and I asked how many miles are on your Bronco, and you'd be amazed at how many people don't have more than 1,000 miles on their Bronco. And it's a no-brainer. It's a brand new vehicle. A lot of people buy these vehicles as a second vehicle. They don't buy it for their primary vehicle. So it's not going to get a lot of miles if it's your secondary, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 10th, 15th, 20th vehicle. Heading too close to home, right? So 1,000 miles. You're supposed to drive this 1,000 miles before you get into it. I'd be amazed if there's many people in the forum, don't get me wrong, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I mean, how many people are not kind of, riding these things to the extreme prior to 1,000 miles? Yeah, yikes. And how many bought vehicles where maybe the dealership took them out and had a lot of fun with them? Yikes. Right, I mean, these engine failure things, I don't think that's related to that. I sincerely doubt that's the issue, but I mean, I don't think so. But at the same time, really the conversation is 1,000 miles to break it in, which I'm going to try to do, which, yikes, that's challenging. But as many miles I drive, if I work on this vehicle if I work on this vehicle in a week, this thing would be over 1,000 miles. So I should be able to accomplish that. All right. There's the 4Runner that my wife can start driving now. The one I got from Carvana. So my kid wants to go to town with me. She hasn't ridden this yet. We'll have to have that conversation. Yeah, that'll be a good Sunday morning conversation. The kid gets out here, I'll be like, hey, here, look at that. Look at that there. Yeah. Promoting your stuff, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Good luck, anybody out there that's got a YouTube channel thinking you're gonna get rich off making videos. You're not. I mean, select few will. It's kind of like the football players. How many football players actually make a ton of money? It's interesting, being I'm the YouTube guy, that I always kind of resisted doing. Social media stuff, I'm just not into it. I mean, I'm just not that type of person, even though here I am talking about all my cars and, whatever, even though, I mean, I just have a passion for cars. If you haven't figured that out yet, but, the point is, it's interesting. On some of my forums, I'll post some of my videos, And instantly the response, basically is, I'm not supporting your, YouTube channel. You're just clickbait. It's like, okay, well, for all the clickbaits going on, I don't get paid a cent because I have like 700 plus subscribers, which, hey, thank you very much. Everybody watching, I appreciate that. I mean, I really do. I mean, thank you for watching, and hopefully you're getting something out of this. And, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Until you're at that point, they don't pay you for any of this ad content. And if you watch my videos, I'm not here begging you to hit subscribe. I mean, that just isn't who I am. I mean, I'm the type of person where I just like making videos. And if people want to follow along and watch, great. If you don't, then, am I going to make any money off the YouTube channel? Yeah, it isn't. That isn't the main driving force, because if that was, I'd been done a long time ago. And it's like anything, there's businesses that make a bloody fortune, and there's tons of businesses that don't. And then there's football players and athletes that make a ton of money, and then there's most of them that don't. That's just how life is. So will there be YouTube people make tons of money? There will be, the odds of me being at that level, for the content that I'm publishing, I can't really see it. And it's not a complaint, just sharing my thoughts as I wait for my kid in the Sunday morning to get dressed, for me to get up to town and get my food and get my day going. But hey, she wants to ride around. I don't think she's ridden in this Bronco yet, so let's talk about that when she gets in the car, right? I talk all the time about the auto settings, so watch this. See how noisy it is? Let me turn the fan. Let's see there? I just turned the auto off. So let's see, see there? Without the auto on, the car will eventually get hot as heck. But when you go to auto, it will turn on. This is how noisy the vehicle gets. So it's trying to get the whole car. Does it make any sense? That just doesn't make any sense. You take the auto off. Once you hit the fan button, you turn the auto off. And that's where everybody goose things up trying to maintain their temperatures. Here comes my kid. He's freezing butt today. It's like, it's 25 degrees out. She's dressed like it's spring, right? Hey, how's it going there, kid? Have you ridden in the Bronco?
No. What?
There you go. You grab that handle. I'm glad you figured that out, huh? Hey, the kid never has ridden in the Bronco. So let's see how it goes this morning.
Okay.
All right, you know what? I just put it in 4-wheel drive high just to make sure it works, and it does. My daughter's asking questions already. Hey, is this drive kind of like the Ranger? And like, no way. This has nothing even close. Yeah, this is nothing even close to a Ford Ranger product, and that's what's so cool about it. It is unique all to itself. So let the daughter kind of ride down the road for a minute and just start kind of seeing what she thinks, if she can actually feel the difference. I mean, so far, can you kind of feel this is like a truck type of feel ride?
Yes.
Are you kind of a little bit surprised at this time? How it feels?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, I've been talking about it in my last 2 videos is, wow, this thing, it's a refined Jeep. I mean, and as well as I do, a lot of people are like, oh, let's not start comparing it to Jeep, which I even say that to myself, let's not compare it to Jeep, but come on. If it wasn't for the Jeep product being as strong as it is in the marketplace, would have Ford brought back, the Bronco. It's all about marketing and sales, and they see there's a attraction for this off-road capable vehicle. So yeah, to me it's a refined Jeep, meaning it drives similar to the Jeep as far as it being that truck-like feel, but it's a much more nicer ride. It's just a much more confident, better ride. And Jeep, don't get me wrong, Jeep people, I'm not saying Jeep's not a cool thing to have. I mean, would I have a 392 Rubicon? I would. I mean, if the price was right and I could get one, Yeah, I'd pick up one. I mean, that's a pretty badass vehicle. Now, if I had to make a choice between my Bronco or the 392, I can only have one or the other, then I'm going to have the Bronco. You know, and yeah, don't get me wrong, Jeep's badass, but for me, the Bronco is more refined and just a nicer overall, I think, package. If you're doing mainly what most people do, driving down the road, you know, if you're going to the backwoods all the time, yeah, I can get the Jeep, you know, the Jeep guy. The guys that own the Jeeps that want to go do their off-road and trail, yeah, that's awesome. But if you're the, you know, utilitarian person, that's which is most of the purchases, you know, the Bronco, I think, is the better fit. So, what you thinking there, kid?
I like it.
Is it pretty neat?
Yeah, I like it.
Does it kind of feel a little sporty?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as we go up to town and get some coffee and donuts and Roy Rogers or Panera, or I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe get some gas. So ride along on Bronco Sunday morning. And it won't be a long video today. It's just a fun factor time video. That's all I'm trying to do. Just share my fun. Or do I talk about the next Bronco, which the daughter's like?
The Raptor Bronco.
No, I'm talking about the cyber orange one that I ordered.
Oh.
Do I take that one as well? And how I pull that off financially, I don't even know. That would be, if that deal went down, and I'm not sold on that. So as you've heard my conversations, is I've got a second Bronco on order, and actually it's supposed to be in tomorrow, the 24th, which I'll be amazed if it does, but it's supposed to. And it's a 21 two-door wild track, and I didn't load it up with all the technology, so it's, you know, close to 10 grand less. Yeah, you just heard me. It's close to 10 grand less than this vehicle. And it was more of a focus of maybe my daughter could kind of have a cool, you know, Bronco to ride around in, and not hers by any means. But, you know, it's another financial obligation, but I'd have to give something up to make that deal go. And the question is, what do I give up? That's the challenge. There's no way I'm just buying another vehicle to have another vehicle, famous last words. Yeah, no, I've shed a lot of vehicles, and that's a continued goal, is getting rid of vehicles, not adding more vehicles, even though I just did. So, you know, but here's the debate. You know, for me, this four-door is perfect for my drive and lifestyle. So the two-door really wasn't about me, but also it was, I just figured, let me order two, let me see which one comes in first, and, you know, just have the option to do kind of what I want to do. And part of me was like, the two-door is actually such a nice retro to the Bronco, which it is. I mean, the two-door is definitely the retro Bronco. The four-door, more practical for the, you know, family person, and for the backwood person, you know, back off-road, the two-door for sure. That's definitely a nice package. And you're not going to go wrong with either one. It's just going to come down to your lifestyle. It's going to be really more of the driving factor. You know, if you have kids, yeah, it'd be better to have a four-door vehicle. So not that you can't make the two-door work, but four-door would be probably a little better idea. So yeah, so, you know, there's going to be another video about the cyber orange. Man, I don't know. I'd say that's a 50-50. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. I even have other ideas with that vehicle, which I can't disclose at this time. So I'm always thinking, getting creative. As we head to town, and this, wow, it says it's 20 degrees now. Now here's a little motivational video here for you, which I think to myself is, you know, more than ever the last few years we've lived in fear. I mean, we've been driven by media fear, and you know, we're just in times in this country where fear seems to be a very prevalent word or underlying message, you know. And I'm very popular on a car forum outside of this, you know, YouTube, and I have some really great forum members and I can interact with, and we all kind of have the same beliefs and you know, values. And there's a Toyota Tundra, brand new one. Didn't look very good, actually. Looked all right. It looked like a Toyota Tacoma, actually. So we have the same philosophy, and, you know, we're just all on the kind of same page. So, you know, what I'm talking about here this morning is just something for everybody to think about that watches my videos. You know, the media preaches, you know, fear. I mean, we're more than ever hearing fear, 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 fear. And back in July of 2020, the pandemic was doing such incredible financial hardships to my business and my career. I borderline was like, why do I even order these vehicles? Because when they come in, if I can't get them, I'll be so disappointed. That why did I do that? Because then I'll be fixated on getting this vehicle, but then the pandemic was destroying my career and business, and I won't be able to, you know, afford to buy this vehicle, and maybe I just shouldn't do it. But I didn't do that. You know, I said to myself, you know what? Somehow, some way, I'll get through this challenging time, and I'll persevere, and I'll get this Bronco. And that's my message here is, you know, I didn't live in fear, but so many people today are living in fear, and the media machine more than ever today is really preaching fear. So for anybody following my channel, I have to really emphasize that mankind has had challenges forever, and you just can't live in fear. You know, Franklin D. Roosevelt, you know, to fear, he had a, you know, saying, those who fear shouldn't fear. It's so funny. I just wrote that phrase down an hour ago, but I got a mind blip. So, you know, what I'm trying to resonate to anybody watching my videos is, don't let the media continue to put you in fear. You know, there's so many people in this country that are strong and will rise above our economic challenges, our pandemic challenges, and I can only hope that people start taking more of a positive mental attitude and look at the opportunities in this physical world we live in, and don't get caught in the trap of social media and the media machine wanting you to live in fear. I mean, don't do it. I'm an individual in life that nobody gave me anything. You know, I've risen above incredibly hard challenges in my life, and I will continue to do that. You know, that's the fun of life, is the challenges. You know, not to live at home in fear. You know, rise above the fear. So here I am at the gas station again. You're probably like, wow. yeah, I live at the gas station because I drive a lot of miles every day of my life. So let me get some gas, and we'll continue our conversations and see what the daughter's thinking, right? All right, just got the gas, and the kid's getting excited about the Bronco, and we have nothing to fear except fear itself, is what Franklin D. Roosevelt said. I had to go refresh my brain there. So for anybody here that's watching through this part of the video, I'm just re-emphasizing the positive. You know, let's take our challenging times and create an opportunity for each one of us here. That's what you gotta focus on. That's always been my focus in life, is take a bad situation and try to make it better. And I think if we had more people, which we do, this is a very strong country, and I have faith that we will rise above the challenges that are facing us at this time. So now the kid, so yeah, so would it be pretty cool to have another one, two-door one?
No.
Did you just hear that, Bronco fans? The dad just offered to get her a two-door Bronco, wild track, which I don't even know if I'd pull it off, but just for the record. And my daughter literally is saying, nope. Now, if I said, hey, I ordered a F-250 custom truck that was lifted. Yeah, or, hey, instead of buying that, I'll buy this. I'll buy a F-250 lifted truck.
Yeah, I want that.
Well, yeah. See, so she is excited, but she's just not excited about the Bronco, which I'm just really kind of amazed. But you know what? Her position is, it's an SUV. She just isn't into that, you know, the family. I kind of get the I can kind of get into her side where kind of maybe like she looks at like it's the station wagon, you know. It's not. But, you know, she's more all about that, you know, Mustang, Tudor coupe, Challenger, you know, the trucks. But when it comes around to that, you know, the SUVs, she just isn't really like, wow, that's really what I'd like to have. So I get all that. So she's not being critical of anybody here watching my video of the, you know, not thinking the Bronco is cool. She does think it's cool. But does she really want to just kind of be her thing? Not right now. Making a change. You know, whatever. That little Bronco was blue and had big ass tires on it.
Yeah, I want that.
Ah, but since it's cyber orange.
I wouldn't even want it if it's blue.
Oh, wow. Wow, is this a thing where she hadn't had her morning breakfast yet? With an attitude? I mean, good Lord. This is surprising. All right, we're rolling up to Panera to get our breakfast. It's Panera time. Like here, 357 miles to empty. So, what am I doing on fuel economy? 16.8. So, you know, it's a 16, 17 mile per gallon vehicle, I guess, is what we can kind of come to closure on here on the V6 motor. And I think some people will be bummed because I'm sure some people want the 20. Now, if you didn't get this package, Wild Track, you had the smaller tires and all. Now, there's no doubt in my mind, if you get this, you know, if you get much more of a base or, you know, smaller tires, you know, you're going to get that. You're probably going to get that 20 miles a gallon, you know. You get the 2.3 motor. But even though my Ford Ranger trucks that I have, I mean, I put a little bigger tires on them, but I mean, those are the same story. 16, 17 miles a gallon. I mean,
We still have 6 minutes to wait.
So, you know, the point is, you buy a four-wheel drive vehicle these days, you know, at the size they are, the weights they are, you're just not going to get this 20, 30 mile, I should say 25 or 30 miles per gallon vehicle, you know. Can you get 20 out of this? Probably.
Dad, no, I need to say something without the camera.
Oh, here we go. It's the conversation. Hey, Dad, let's lift the F-350.
No, even though I've been saying, no, stop, turn it off. Turn it off.
I was just talking about trucks. What's the big deal? What were you thinking? The bigger tires?
No, I've seen it on the F-350, but trimmer, but I want an F-350 Super Duty non-trimmer.
Ooh, I get you. Yeah. The constant conversation, the big lifted truck with the big tires. I know, which that's not what I'm doing right now. But, you know, hey, one day, you never know. One day. Takes time. Ask anybody else out there. It takes time. Time, right? All right. Let's hit our now the daughter's saying, hey, Dad, this just doesn't feel cheap to me. She's just fun. You turn the button on and your kid goes quiet, right? So she's like, Dad, this doesn't feel cheap to me. I'm like, no, I know. I'm eating my words. Eating my words, which I'm glad I'm eating my words because I'm very impressed overall with, you know, I mean, I really am. I'm taken back. So, but it's mine, so that's why, right? All right, my daughter's actually doing the, narrating the video now. She's like, okay, Dad, you're going to turn the video back on and you're going to look at yourself on the camera and then you're going to talk about how there's not enough cup holders in the Bronco, which I've already had that conversation. But actually what I was going to talk about was who's at the car show today. Wonder how many people
I
are.
want to go back in when it gets warmer.
Yeah, I know you're going to drive on a 20-degree day.
No, I said when it's warmer.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, we got the wife's food in the car now, so I can't go like hang out there for the next hour. But it'll be interesting as we drive by. We'll do a video as we drive by. And about that idea.
People have been going because it's too cold for their cars.
Yeah, can you blame them?
Why am I not there?
She's got that little young lady's attitude, doesn't she? Huh? Yeah. Instead of answering the questions, you know, it's kind of like a counter-challenging dad. Are you challenging dad, huh? Yeah. You got a teenager? Anybody watching my videos got a teenager? I know. Yeah. All right. So I haven't seen any fancy-dancy cars going down the road. It's usually in the warmer months, you'll see a bunch of nice cars, you know, coming down the road here. And that usually means there's a car show. But, you know, what's interesting is since we haven't been there so long, you know, they built a brand new new store. Okay, so my daughter's saying when I was down in Florida for most of December, that she saw how vehicles were at the
get in the left-hand lane so you can see easier.
Okay, we can do that.
But there's no one gonna be there.
She's saying there's nobody gonna be there.
Because it's early, it's cold.
Okay.
Go!
Yeah, okay. All right, so here is the shopping center where we go. And nope, goose egg. Ain't nobody there.
There's one Mustang.
Yeah, good luck.
Now you have to get back
I'll
over
pass
right.
on that.
You have to get back over in the right.
I am. Good Lord, I tell you. Talking about being driven. You know what's interesting is the cops sit down here as median all the time, and people go through here at very high speeds, and every now and then there goes one across the road. Never fast enough, right? That's how we are. Never fast enough. I still can't get over how it's 1,000 miles. 1,000 miles. Uh-oh. What's that right there?
Not a lifted, good-looking truck.
Oh, that looks good to me. I think it looks pretty good. That person would be so deflated if you went up to him and said that. I can't believe it.
It's good, but it's just not lifted enough for me. That's the same height as the truck.
Right, I agree.
It's just the truck.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I want.
Yes, the daughter wants the big, beefy, lifted truck with big, beefy tires, or like 12 inches outside the fender well. It's not even legal in some states, but we won't talk about that, will we? All right, so back to my 1,000 miles. That's kind of the theme this morning. 1,000 miles until this vehicle is broken in. I wonder how many individuals have followed it to a T, which that's difficult, especially around this DC, Virginia, Maryland area. I mean, good Lord, everybody just hauls tail. I mean, yeah, ask me how I know, right? So, for all those out there that own the new Bronco, watch my videos. It's 1,000 miles until she's officially broken in, so.
He had to get by you because he didn't want to be behind a Bronco.
No, he won't get by me because he wants to haul tail to get wherever he's going.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
The Sunday morning conversations in the Ford Bronco Wild Track, which I really do enjoy. And like, people are like, yeah.
Dad, why didn't you buy popcorn in it?
That's so funny. You know, that's crazy. Here yesterday, I texted my video to my dad, and he lives in Florida, and that's where my other Ford Ranger is, which unfortunately...
Why don't you get him the two-door?
So my daughter now is saying, why don't I get my father that cyber orange two-door Bronco? And, you know, and I've thought about that, but here's the challenge. The vehicle sits way up in the air, you know, so for my dad... You know, I know he can get into it, but for my mom, it's just going to be challenging.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's funny she says that because my father yesterday kind of hinted like, gee, That'd be nice to have one of those. And my dad's not a person that would expect me to go buy him that. That's not who he is. But he did. He was like, that's a really nice vehicle. My dad's turning 90 in March, and he still drives and gets around, and thank goodness for all that. But yeah, would he like it? Yeah, he probably would. I mean, would it be neat to have one of those down in Florida? Yeah, it would be kind of neat to have it down there. The only downside is we're usually going places together as a group, so that vehicle there, I'd have to see how easy it is to get in and out of the back. I can see my daughter jumping in and out of the back, but my brother, yeah, I doubt that. He'd be griping all the damn time. He ain't the smallest of the people we know. So, but hey, I'm a thinker. Thinker going nuts,
Why do
right?
I keep hearing that? No, stop.
That's my water bottle. So what do you think so far of the vehicle?
Reminds me of a Jeep.
Does it?
Yeah, but it's better riding. The wind resistance noise in the front is like the Jeep.
Right. Anything else? Hello.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool.
Can you feel the front suspension, how it doesn't walk around at all? You're not driving, so I don't think you'd be able to feel that.
No.
How do the seats feel?
They feel good.
You know, one thing about this vehicle is you definitely go back further. I mean, this vehicle, it definitely has better seating positions and posture, I think, than the Wrangler does. The Wrangler, I always felt like I couldn't go back far enough. It was too cramped. And if anybody out there is honest, and you're 6 foot plus, I guarantee you'll be like, yeah, there's no doubt you can't.
5'10".
I know that, but I'm saying for me, you know, here's my daughter being critical of my height, right? I'm 5'10". Okay. So the whole point is, I mean, it's 6 foot plus. It's going to be challenging if you have long legs. I have really long legs, so for me, I can really sit far back in a vehicle. And that's one thing in the Jeep Wrangler, you're challenged with that. You're much more closer to the steering wheel because it's all about the back area, you know, individual. So I'm very impressed on how far back you go in the Bronco. I haven't really talked about that.
No, Dad. Dad.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about something that isn't related to this.
Okay. All right, the daughter now is saying that the diesel Ford truck is slow.
No, you said that because it has more weight in the front. But he beat you off the line by a lot.
I wasn't racing him, first of all. That thing was not fast by any means. Now, the big diesel truck, it's not like slow. What I said is it has the big heavy engine in front of it. So the vehicle in the tremor package, you feel that extra weight. It doesn't feel as free-spirited. I never said that the diesel was like slow. You know, I mean, those things are very fast. You know, I was talking more about how the truck feels because it's so heavy. Because you think I'm going to race a guy right now in my brand new Bronco. I just got done talking about how you're going to break these things in correctly. And, you know, and here I'm at 386 miles. I'm going to start racing people. I ain't doing that. Did she hear that conversation? Obviously not.
Dad,
just tunes me out.
You've been showing your name the entire time.
Showing my name?
Right here.
Okay, well, does it matter? I mean, in today's world, if anybody wants to try to figure out who I am, I mean, you know, am I Mr. like Tom Brady celebrity guy? You know, I mean, am I some, you know, Ken Block, the drifting magician? You know, I mean, come on. You know, it's just, as you know,
come on, slowpokes. get across.
Maybe, you know,
like,
maybe,
good
you know,
grief.
yeah, you can figure out who I am, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, wow. The guy owns lots of cars. He's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Wow, there you go. Bitty doodah, right? Yeah, and you know, a lot of guys get on these and say, "Hey, this is Dan," from I allegedly guys, "Hey, this is Dan." I can start saying, "Hey, this is Gary. How you doing? Hey, how you doing?"
You just revealed your name. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Is there something gonna happen?
You're giving away all your personal information.
Yeah, well, you can just look at your tags. All you have to do is look at a person's tag. You can find out who people are through their tags. You notice any of our tags or any of these videos? So, yeah, well, hopefully I'm known for the right reason, not the wrong reason. I mean, do you know something about me that I don't know about? Should I be worried? Do you have a fake ID for me or something? The daughter, father discussions on this nice Sunday morning. Hey everybody, I appreciate you watching my video of the baddest ass Bronco built ever. So hey, hope everybody has a blessed Sunday, and I'll be showing you more information videos the next time. Oh great, they're priming the roads. I hate driving over this stuff when they first put it down. But oh well, it's a Bronco, right? It's designed to go through the brine, however you say it. Which only means that we have weather coming in up in this Virginia area, which it's that time of the year. A little warmer today though, 35 degrees, so not too shabby. Yeah, I get to go put more miles on the truck again today. Some days I work 7 days a week, and looks like that's what it is today. So yeah, we'll have a good 500 miles of this thing here before long. I just posted in my Bronco 6G forum, hey, who here is following the 1,000 mile break-in? I've had a few responders so far. You know, like one guy's like, hey, I sent my engine oil out for a oil analysis before so I kind of know what's going on, which, you know, that's a pretty good idea, actually. I like it. And other people are like, yeah, and other people are kind of like, yeah, whatever, but, you know, just kind of curious, because to me, 1,000 miles, some people are like, what's the big deal? Well, today's world technology with things, it just seems like a pretty high point for a break-in, but, you know, whatever. And the reason I'm bringing this up is there's been so many 2.7 engine failures on the Bronco forum. You know, my position is I don't think it has anything to do with engine break-in, but at the same time, which I, you know, really, I mean, deep down, I do not think that somebody that kind of ran a little hard in the engine break-in should be the difference in the motor blowing up. But at the same time, who the hell knows, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know there's many people who just get in a car, they're brand new, and they run the heck out of them. They don't care. So, just interesting information. It's all about the information age, and yet it seems like we're challenged on sharing information that's actually accurate, if you kind of get that conversation. More than ever. The misinformation, is that kind of the way it is today? Yeah, it is, unfortunately. So, yippee yahoo, get to ride around another day in my Bronco wild track. And yeah, if you're kind of sensing, yeah, do I want to work today? Not really, but that's what it is. So I said earlier, I ended my video coming back home. I'm getting breathless, thinking I was not going to be working today, but yeah, that changed. So There you go. We'll have any more conversations. It's all about the conversations, right?